Why did I get into mortgages? I wish I could tell you because I knew up front it was the best job that anyone can ever do. But that's not true. It fell on my lap and I just walked through a door and I went forward and I never looked back. When I found out I had the opportunity to make 6 figures based on my effort and not by exchanging my time for money, I knew I was onto something. Because there's one thing that was instilled into me since I was a little chavalito, and that was hard work, discipline, and dedication. So when I got into the mortgage industry, I moved away from Southern California to a state where I knew one person. I moved to Seattle, Washington, and I got a job at First Federal Bank. They had just launched an IPO, and they had a ton of money that they wanted to lend out. They created a mortgage division and a home loan center in downtown Seattle at the Russell Investment Building. I bought 3 suits for $199 from the Hollywood Suit Outlet. I borrowed $1,000 from my brother. And I couldn't even make my first month's rent. I knew that I couldn't pass up this opportunity. I couldn't even tell you how to spell a mortgage. I spelled it without the silent T. But I knew that I had an opportunity that I wasn't going to pass up. When I got to Seattle, I knew one thing, how to pick up the phone and call people. I had been blessed to have a mentor in my brother who taught me sales since I was 16 years old. And so I picked up the phone and I called a mortgage insurance rep. I called a title rep. I called real estate agents. I went to every meetup. I joined the Chamber of Commerce. I joined business and networking groups. I did it all. From 4 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night. I wouldn't stop. I wish I could tell you I was working in mortgages at all times. But between 4 and 5, I drove for Uber. Between 5 and 7, I went to the gym. From 8 to 5, I worked in mortgages. And from 6 to 9, I would go clean a boat that was over in Balboa Pier. It was the hardest thing I'd ever done. I was just telling my mom about a time where I couldn't pay my rent. I knew I was gonna have to drive for Uber during the day and miss out on working in mortgages because the commission wasn't coming in yet and I had no loans to close. And I told my mom about sitting underneath my desk in the fetal position crying for over half an hour in a panic attack. But that didn't stop me. I made a couple phone calls to loved ones, and they reminded me of the grit and the determination that I had. I drove for Uber that day. That week, I saved up as much as I could. I paid my rent on time. And it was right after that I closed my first loan. It was over $1 million. I still remember the day I got my clear to close. I was at an MMA gym doing a private with a kickboxing coach. My phone rang. I want to go take the call, and it was my underwriter saying, "Congratulations, Tony, you're about to close your first loan." That night, I turned on my Uber app. I drove from about 9 p.m. till 2 a.m. At 2 a.m., I pulled into an IHOP, and I was sitting there eating my dinner. I looked at my phone, I turned off the Uber driver app, and I said, "God willing, that's the last ride I ever did." So when people ask me why I got into mortgages, it's because it gave me an opportunity to put my grit and my grind to the test. But I don't want that for anybody else. I've created a system. I became obsessed with learning how to do mortgages the right way, with teaching people how to do sales. And so now I want to empower everybody else to come and apply to join my team. And not all of you are going to get hired, and not all of you are going to make it through the grind that I'm going to put you through. But over the next year, I'm going to invest in 5 to 10 individuals that have no mortgage experience. And I'm going to teach you everything I know. And all I'm asking is that you commit to working hard and are loyal. And if you have those 2 qualities, I'm going to ask you to slide into my DMs and send me your contact info. And myself personally is going to be in touch. You have to be local in Southern California. But I have one goal: to inspire and change the lives of these individuals so that they don't have to go through the grit and the pains that I went through when I was coming up in this industry. Because my system works. I'm a top 1% originator in the nation. And now, it's time for me to empower you. So slide into my DMs, make sure you follow all my content, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and go ahead and hit the little heart. Because it's time for you to change your life. And I'm going to help you do it.